Her sumptuous attire, heavily woven with gold thread, and her jeweled fingers and headdress reflect her aristocratic status.
This elaborate portrait depicts Isabella of Portugal, Duchess of Burgundy. It was painted by Rogier van der Weyden, a master of the early Netherlandish Renaissance, around 1450. Even if we didn't know the sitter's identity, viewers can tell a lot about her. We can see that she is a member of high society due to her elaborate headdress and rich, sumptuous fabric of her dress. She sits at a slight angle, but it is still mostly frontal. This was a new trend in art and portraiture around this period of history. Isabella was the only surviving daughter of King John I of Portugal and his wife Philippa of Lancaster. Through her mother, Isabella was the great-granddaughter of King Edward III of England. She and her brothers were a part of what is known as, quote, illustrious generation of the
Empress Isabella of Portugal was born in a changing world, during which the Middle Ages slowly gave way to the Renaissance. 5 years before her birth, Vasco da Gama reached India, arriving in Calicut in May of 1498. 2 years later, Pedro Álvares Cabral disembarked on what is now modern-day Brazil. Later, the Portuguese also reached Japan and Southeast Asia. Lisbon became the epicenter of this first version of a globalized world. Spices like pepper and cinnamon came from India, from China, silk and porcelain, which was an absolutely novelty in Europe. Elephants and rhinoceros were part of the royal stables, exotic animals unseen in Europe since the Roman Empire, like Hano, the Indian elephant offered to the Pope by King Manuel, Isabella's father, and immortalized by the hand of Raphael.
Rogier van der Weyden (1399–1464) was an early Netherlandish painter. His surviving works consist mainly of religious triptychs, altarpieces and commissioned single and diptych portraits. Although his life was generally uneventful, he was highly successful and internationally famous in his lifetime. His vigorous, subtle, expressive painting and popular religious conceptions had considerable influence on European painting, not only in France and Germany, but also in Italy and in Spain. In his commissioned portraits, van der Weyden typically flattered his sitters. He often idealized or softened their facial features, allowing them a handsomeness or beauty, or interest or intelligence they might not have been blessed with in life.